So yeah, welcome back to class again. So in today's class, we're going to be looking at shapes and tools. How to use them, the rectangle, the line, circles, polygons, and many more. And we'll be looking at how to draw and resizing of elements. All right. So let's dive in. All right. So let's try to take this off for my next class. Alright, so we're making use of this frame here. So then for the shapes, you just need to just come down here. So you could see that there's a drop down tool. So it talks about shape tools. Alright, so these are all the shapes that is available in Figma. Alright, so we have the rectangle, we have the line, we have the arrow, we have the circle, which is ellipse, we have polygon, we have star, and also have image. Alright, so let's begin with rectangle first, and the shortcut for that is R. Alright, so once you click that, you see that you have this plus icon here showing that how you want to draw it. If so, depends on how you want to draw it, the size in which you are looking at to get. Alright, so just like I explained in last class, alright, so you can double click and drag, you see. So you can drag to whatever size that pleases you. Alright, so let's make use of this. And if it's that you want a perfect square, you can take it back, come back again to R, to rectangle, click on it, and all you just need to do is just click on it, and automatically you're going to have a perfect square. And the default perfect square that Figma is going to give to you is 100 by 100. That means 100 width and 100 height. All right, so you could just come here to this two span area at your right hand at the layout. All right, and then you can just lock the aspect ratio. All right, so once you lock the aspect ratio, you remember, just like we explained in last class, that whatsoever I do to the width should also happen to the height. Good, you're correct. So you can do that. You can just drag in from anywhere and you have the perfect side. All right, can you see? If I drag this, it increases, drag, it increases. All right, also there is also another way to be able to go through this aspect ratio, which we have as scale. All right, so let's say I turn off this, I unlock the aspect ratio. All right, and if you look at this now, you can adjust it, and you see that nothing is happening to the height. I'm only adjusting the width of this rectangle. All right, so let's say I don't want this to happen and I don't want to lock the aspect ratio, so there is a better way to be able to do it. All right, so let's undo this. All right, so all you just simply need to do is you need to just come down here to your move tool. All right, and you see there it says what scale. All right, so scale does the same thing as aspect ratio. All right, so once I add, you see that there is a double arrow that shows here at the width side. All right, so once I drag here, it affects the height. You could see it's the same thing, 466 by 466. It's the same thing. All right, so and you have all of those things. So another thing, and if you want to take it away from scale, you just come here to click on this, you close it, or you click on the shortcut V by taking it back to the move tool. All right, so and once that is done, let's say you want to make a little edit, you want to touch the corner radius, you can actually do that from here, and or you do it from this as appearance side here. You increase it as much as you want. Let's say you change it to 20 and all of this. So but then let's say that you don't want everything. As you could see here, let me change this color to, let's say, something like black. All right, so as you could see here, all of the edges are adjusted, are being rounded. All right, so let's say I don't want every of the edges to be affected, all right, to have the corner radius of 20. All right, you could just come here and click on this icon here that you can see here. All right, so it shows that, you see now, then all the four edges that you have in this rectangle shape here can be adjusted. So this is the top left, this is the top right, this is the bottom left, this is the what, bottom right corner radius. So every of them can be adjusted. All right, you can do that from here. So let's say I want to adjust this, I want to change this to maybe 0, and I want to change the bottom right corner radius to be, let's say, 0 as well. All right, you can have all of this. All right, and let's say you want to increase this to, let's say, something like 100. That's very possible. And you can actually increase this as well to, let's say, something like 50. That's also very possible. Can you see it now? So you can adjust it to your taste in which you want. So let's take everything back again. All right, so let's take it back to 0. All right, so let's say you don't want to do this from here. You can, another way you can do it is, you come into this shape. Once you come into, you see that there is a blue, there is a white shape here, as you can see. Can you see it? All right, so once you come close to it, it shows when the mouse is inside of that particular dot there that looks like a nail there, right? It shows that what, radius 0. So you can actually adjust it. So if you double click and drag, all right, if you double click and drag it, you have, if you double click and drag, you have this. So you can, swipe in as much as you want, and this gives us more like a perfect, this is giving us like a circle. All right, and then you could release it back. All right, but then let's say you just want to adjust just this top right alone. All you just simply need to do is come there, ensure that the cursor, your mouse is actually on that same place there. So all you just simply need to do is, you just need to come there again, and then you hold down your Alt key, hold it down, and then click and drag. All right, you see that it's just only the top right that is actually adjusting it. All right, so that's another way you can be able to adjust your corner radius. All right, so let's try to delete this, and let's pick up another tool. So we have line. So line, as you know, it is just draw a line. All right, so you just have, so just click, so all you just need to do for this line is you just double click, and then you drag. So there is a drag, and you have this, you drag. So this is our line. You can do line here. All right, and you can actually edit it. So by default, you have it as stroke. All right, because it's just a very thin line. All right, so you can change, you can increase the size as much as you want. See, you can increase it. All right, and let's say you want to do some little bit touching on this line. All right, you can have something like, so you just click on this setting here, this icon here that shows advanced settings. All right, so once you click that, you have this shown up, and once you have this, you can actually do your editings that you want. Let's say you just want it to be something like dash. All right, so you can see dashed. Okay, so how many dash do you want? You can reduce it. All right, you can reduce it. You can do as many things that you want. And let's say for the the cap of it, all right, you can determine how you want the cap to be. Maybe you want the cap to be squared, can you see, or you want the cap to be rounded. See, this gives us like a loading kind of yeah. So, and then there's a new feature now that Figma does it in the last config that they did, config 25. All right, so we have this. You can actually have this as and you can change the way you have it, and it's really really awesome. I've made use of it before, and it also gives you a room to be able to make use of a brush. All right, so it depends on how you actually want it to be able to be. Do you get? And you can have this blockbuster, and you have this greenhouse. You have as many as you have it, and you can do all to try it out, and see how all of these things work out. All right, and that's all that about line tool, and you can add fill to it if you want. All right, so just do as you want. Okay, and let's look at another one. Let's look at arrow. All right, so let's look at arrow. So the same thing, you click and drag, and you see that you have this here. Okay, so you could see that there is actually an arrow on it. So an arrow is just like an advanced way to be able to have your line tool, because even your line, you can actually turn your line to be arrow as well. Yes, so let me show you that. All right, so let's go back to line again so I can show you. All right, so you can then come here. You see this place, it says endpoint, and then this is the starting point. So how do you want the edges of this line to be? Do you want it to be half arrow backward, this triangle arrow, this reversed, the circle, and then this diamond, right? And you want it to be round, you want it to be squared, as many way you want it. So, and then for this now, do you get? And then you can have this as line arrow. All right, so you click on it, and you have the same thing. All right, so the difference here is just that this is just having the size of 2, and just like I said, you can increase it. All right, and this is just having 1 here, so you can increase it. So let's say we take it back to like 2. All right, so, and if it doesn't suit you, you can actually change it from here. So by default you'll be having it as center, and if you like, you can change it to inside or outside depending on what you are looking for. All right, so for that of the arrow, it's actually inside, so you can decide to change it to outside. Okay? And that's very beautiful about this line. We can increase this. Let's try to increase this to, let's say, something like 8. All right, so you see it's virtually the same thing. All right, so we have another one here, which is what circle, which is known as ellipse. All right, so just the same way as I explained for rectangle. Now if you just click on just automatically click on it, you are going to have a default size, which is what 100. For rectangle, it was also what 100. All right, so 100 by 100. So the same thing you have for this as well. All right, so you can increase, let's go to let's look the aspect ratio, and let's make it bigger. So your circle, you can add stroke to it as well. You can, and the beautiful thing about Figma is you can add as many fill and as many stroke that you want, depending on what you are trying to do. All right, so just be very cautious of what you are trying to do. Okay, so let's say we change this to should we make use of blue? Yes, and then okay, I'm still going to talk about color some other time. All right, so don't let me get ahead of my class schedule, or my class outline rather. So let's say we make use of this blue here. All right, so let's say we make use of this blue here. All right, so and let's add stroke to it, just like I said. So automatically it's going to leave it as 1, so you can increase it. So let's say we increase it to something like 24. All right, so and depends on the color, you can change it to. All right, so this is giving like a UFR kind of format logo. I don't know if you see make use of this logo, whereby they make use of red and blue together. All right, so and we have this. So the next one we'll be looking at is polygon. Yes, polygon. So that's normal like what your triangle, right? So and the same thing too, you can click and drag. See, it's not very balanced, right? It's not very balanced, right? Very good. So let me teach you something that I always try to do. So let's undo this. So it's still selected, and what I used to do is when I'm trying to draw my any of my shapes, actually any of it, all right, what I always try to do is I always try to ensure that I hold down my shift key. So I hold it down. So are you holding your shift key as well? Okay. Yes, awesome, good. So hold it down and then click and drag. You see, it locks the aspect ratio. So that's another way you can be able to lock your aspect ratio. Do you get it now? Yes, I know you are so anticipating about when I'm going to get started about doing the big things that we see, create an interface. Don't worry, we're going to get it. You need to understand the very basics of these things. So once you understand these things, it makes your design knowledge and everything you're trying to do. It's not just like you're just trying to do a copy and paste, but you have a thorough understanding. Having understanding the basics makes everything very easy for you. All right, so and that's how you can be able to do it. So you can actually increase the count of the triangle of this polygon, and you know that triangle is just a 3 edges. All right, so you can increase it when we have 4. So let's say we have 4, we're having what more like a diamond kind. Diamond is just like a tilted perfect square. All right, whereby you're allowing the one of the edges to just touch down while others, do you get it now? So we can increase this to 5. So that's pentagon, right? And then you can increase it 6, 7, as many as you want. 8 octagon, 9 should be nonagon, and 10 is decagon, and you can continue counting like that till you're pleased. Yes, till you're pleased actually. So till you're pleased. What color should we make use of here? Let's make use of this red is good. Oh, it gives a kind of like stopping. Hey, stop there. All right, so we can actually let's quickly type something in here. So let's say we have something like stop. Yes, so let's have something like stop. So oh, sorry, I forgot. So alright, so many times when I type, alright, you can increase the, don't worry, what going to also look at typography too as well. And so we have stop here, and you can change this to, let's say, something like bold. Let's try black. Okay, let's say black. All right, so let's try to increase it. Okay, 64. Okay. Aha. So I guess this is okay. So it gives a kind of stop. All right. So and we also have the last one, which is what, star. All right. So the same thing. So let's just like the new trick I just taught you. It is by what? By holding down your shift key, click and drag, and you have your star. All right, what this gives you is that they ensure that every of this software ensures that, or Figma ensures that you have what you are doing is as perfect as possible, and at the same time they leave room to flexibility that, oh, me being a designer, I need to be flexible. I want to draw my star the way I want. So you can click on your star, and just be freely moving it. But just know that it can be very difficult for you to get it rightly. So that's why things like the aspect ratio is there. You need to scale things. You need to hold down your shift key to ensure that what you're drawing is, is very perfect. All right. So and then you have that. So we can change the color of this, as we know, twinkle little star. All right, we can have something of being yellow. All right, this is okay, this is giving yellow. Yes, so, and you can also add stroke to it as well. You can have effects, and many more. All right, and let's say you want to add image or video, you can also click the same thing, and then it tells you to be able to select what you are looking for. Is it an image, or is it a video that you are looking for, or is it an SVG you are looking for? All right, so an SVG is actually something very editable that you can edit every little thing that you have. Just like this here is actually an SVG file. All right, so, and then as many things as you want, and you can select. So let's say, okay, I created this, so let's try to slide this in. So you click on open, so it says click and drag. See what, where do I want to keep it? So what size do I want to do? That's what it's asking me here. So if I don't know, I can just say place all, just just place there. So it gives me this whole big size, and I'm like what is this? So this is very, very big. Remember, automatically it locks the aspect ratio. All right, so it means that I can play with it as I like. So let's come down here, drag it down. Let's try to scale it down. Let's scale it down. You remember, we're scaling things down here, and let's try to zoom in. All right, so let me just teach you how to just zoom in. All right, you can click on, you can hold control and plus together. It increases the control and plus, or you hold down your control and then on your mouse you zoom in and you zoom out. Right, yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, so we have this. So let's try to take this up here. Stop. And we have this here that I created. All right, so, and this image, as you can see here, is actually an SVG file that I make use of. Yes, so and you have this. So this is all for this particular section in today's class, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.